Hi.
It's actually good.
Hi, Teri.
Megan, so good to
Megan,
meet you.
nice to meet you.
Lynn, nice to meet you.
Are you friends?
Co-workers?
business partners,
Co-workers. Okay, and who is this lovely?
Friends, yes.
And my son, Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you want to come in the van?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
watch your head. So, welcome to Van Therapy, where we can talk about everything, including this little
Babies.
guy.
Little babies.
Are you guys ready to play the wheel?
Sure.
Okay, so the deal is we spin it. Or
He
shit,
wants to
Anthony,
play.
you want to spin it?
He
Okay.
does.
Okay, give it a spin.
Come on, honey.
See if we can hit that. Oh, let's see what we got. What does Anthony say we got? Relationships. Okay, I'm setting this timer, and we are going to talk
That was a
about
good one.
relationships. The first thing that comes to your mind. What's a good one? What's a bad one? Anything about relationships?
How do you balance having a relationship with your child when you're a career-driven woman? You know?
Okay.
When you have the passion to go out there,
Right.
but also have a little one that you love.
Okay, so I'm past it. So everything I'm going to say is in hindsight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you
Yeah,
are the
your daughter's
cutest thing
20,
ever.
right?
My daughter's 20. And I think the time that we were able to be together, because of course I had to work because I was making the money in my household, that I made it quality time over quantity time. So that meant put the phone away, put the distractions away, so that whatever the amount of time is you're with them, you're really with them. And they don't see you being pulled to another thing. I think sometimes moms get really caught up in this idea of multitasking, like that's what we should, and you hear that a lot about women, oh, we're such great multitaskers, and the truth is we are great multitaskers, but I kind of think sometimes when you're trying to do everything, you're not doing one thing really well. So like maybe better to be really focused when you can, and then when you can't, let the baby be with a babysitter or whatever, and do the other thing that you have to do.
I love that. Spoke to me. I need to say amen.
Amen!
Say
So
thank you.
what's going on with the relationships in your life while you're having a newborn? 7 months?
Yeah.
Are you even sleeping?
Barely.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I am fortunate that I have the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, but
Uh-huh.
I was presented with an opportunity I couldn't pass up about 6 months ago. My father invented the Lee press-on nails.
Oh my
So
gosh!
I've got this big hat of, big shoes to fill.
We've all heard of that.
So, I just was lucky to partner with a company that I couldn't say no to, but, unfortunately timing is never perfect.
Right.
So I don't sleep often.
Right.
But
Right.
I sleep when I can, and I work when I can, and I hang out with him when I can.
Are you trying to work from home, or are you trying to bring him with you, or?
So I work from home with him. So I basically, I schedule my day always in time blocks. I'll work for 2 hours, maybe while he naps, try to get him on the schedule. And then I've actually started to do the quality, like, okay, 2 hours I'm just with him, but it's hard to let go of your phone. It's
It
hard to
is.
put it down.
And it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
But you got to do it. Do you find that when you do, it's better? I mean, when you
Absolutely.
because if you're trying to keep checking it and be with him, you're kind of not enjoying either one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
I think it's good for you to try to continue to frame it of like, these 2 hours, I've let everybody know I'm not going to be checking my phone. I'm going to be with my son. And that's going to feel more fulfilling and better for you also. Do you have any relationship advice issues or questions?
I'm on the opposite end of that.
Okay.
So I have 3 kids, but my youngest is 16, oldest is 23.
Okay.
So getting ready to have, the last one out of the nest soon. And so just kind of, I guess, how do you get back into being not a mom anymore, and doing stuff for yourself, I guess, and how do you take that time to make yourself a priority?
I think it's really interesting, and maybe somebody listening to that would be like, what do you mean, how do you find time to make yourself a priority? You just do. But the truth is, we spend 18 years at least not making ourselves a priority and really finding our ego and our identity in being a mom. And the risk is when that's kind of, it's never gone,
No.
of course. But like, it's gone the days of you going like, oh, my son learned how to crawl today, and oh, my daughter got an A on her test today, and oh, you know, my son is now like got his first job mowing lawns or whatever. The thing is that as a mom, you have this identity of like how you're raising these great kids. And I'm not saying you're bragging, but it's who you are. So when they all go away, there is that part that's like, who are you anymore? Like, what matters? What is valuable about you as a woman? And it is a big thing for women get really afraid and stuck, and like they're very harsh with themselves, like, I'm nothing, I'm not important. Recognizing that might happen, and instead of going to the like, oh, I'm nothing now, I don't know who I am anymore. First of all, like, really pat yourself on the back for the accomplishment you've done of raising these great kids. And then I think for me, I joined a CrossFit gym, and I got involved in a community of people working out. I just started doing stuff. Like, I would look up what's happening in LA this weekend, and putting myself out there in new places enough that I started to figure out who I was without a child, you know, who I could be. And I like to go to country western places, dancing. I'm learning to play the guitar. Like, I never used to be able to make plans. Oh, I'll see you on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Like, when you're a mom of a young child, that's half 50-50. You go, I can't come, they're throwing up. You know, whatever. Yeah. Like, that's, and at that stage, at this stage, that's what your life's gonna be. I can't come, they're throwing up. But then when you get to your stage, you're gonna find it's gonna be great. It should be a time for your wings to go out and be like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And I think it's exciting. Do you feel that way at all?
Yes and no. So yes, I love the ideas that you gave. I think I need to institute some of those, and I think give myself permission to take care of myself and not be so tied up in what my children are doing or what my husband is doing, and make time for
Is
me.
there something you can think of that you want to try that you haven't had time for?
Partly for me is I'm about to be 50 this year, and my husband is a homebody. He doesn't like to go out, and I find now that we have the time to go out. So I think it's finding those girlfriends that I can go out and do stuff with without worrying about what my husband wants to do sometimes, I think. Does that make sense? I feel like 50's not old, and we shouldn't be...
50's not old.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what about being 50 and over 50 and turning 50, like, sometimes it's still time for you to make new friends. And sometimes you'll find that once the kids are not the priority, that you might think, I need somebody that's going to be interested in this.
Yeah.
And I met some of my more recent girlfriends, like people that I've met since I've been 47 or so. I met them doing charity work at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. That's a place to meet new people that if you bond with, then you can end up going hiking together or going out to get drinks at some new restaurant or whatever that maybe your husband doesn't want to go to.
Yeah.
But I've made new girlfriends later in life, which I'd always kind of heard was hard to do, but I don't really seem to be having a hard time with it. Like, there's cool women out there.
If you put yourself out there, right?
Yeah, you have to put yourself out there, though. You really do. I mean, they always say that thing, like, you know, it's not like nothing's going to come to your door and just be like, hey, here's some fun. Right? You know, you have to go and find it. But it's really out there if you're willing to put yourself out there. Did you get good answers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like...
Will he cry if I take him?
Oh, he loves new friends. As a mom of a young little one, I really am always seeking advice from women who have raised young children and been career driven. And I really got some great advice, which was to focus on having quality time with my son over quantity. So that's something I'm going to take away today. And it was just really great to hear that. I think it's important that as women, we support each other. And Teri just did that exactly today.